I don't know what it is, but this year's NBA Finals just has a different type of energy to it. If it was the Thunder, I don't know if I'd be this excited. You have the ascension of a young superstar that is one of the rarest athletes ever. You have a Knicks team that is carrying the weight and the energy of a fan base that has been desperately wanting this moment to reach a championship. I think that we're heading towards what is going to be an amazing series. And I've got a really fun way for you to enjoy the series even more, which is signing up for the Sports Geeks Finals Contest. It's free to sign up, completely free. I'm going to go through and do my picks right now on this video, but go on over to thesportsgeek.com and go over to the contest page, and you can go and participate in this contest. The winner, if you end up winning all these picks, 11 picks that you got to put in, you take home a $100 gift card. So make sure you go sign up. Here's what I'm doing for my picks. I am supporting the New York Knicks. I think that considering the success that the Knicks have had in this matchup, this series during the regular season means something to me. They won 2 to 3 times that they played this year. They won the NBA Cup, which is a playoff-like setting, which goes to show that when things were super tense and there was a lot on the line, the Knicks were able to prevail. They're also, I think, the one defensive matchup that is going to be able to slow down Wemby and that is going to be able to slow down this Spurs team. They have been the best defensive team during the postseason. So I'm going to go with the Knicks. I'm also a very firm believer that this series is going to go to 7 games. I really would be so shocked if this ends up at least not going to 6. But these two teams are pretty evenly matched. They're both equally deep. They're both really good at responding to adversity, and they have put up some ridiculous performances in clutch moments. So I find it very hard to believe that one team would lose their footing enough that they would lose this series in less than 7 games. I feel like it's going to come down to that 7th game. The spread for game 1, I'm going with the Knicks at plus 5.5. The Knicks are 6-0 in their last 6 games against the spread. Not to mention the fact that they've shown such potency at shooting the ball. They're number 1 in playoff teams in points per game. I think that they're going to be able to, if they lose game 1, which is totally probable that they lose on the road in game 1, that they're going to be able to climb their way back into it and to be able to narrow the gap and at least lose by a couple of points. 6 points is enough of a cushion that I feel pretty good about that. If this was more narrow than that, I'd maybe feel differently, but 6 points is totally doable for me. Which game will have the highest combined score? I think that because the Knicks are going to be coming off of rest, that they might impact them being as explosive as usual. So I'm going to take that out of the equation. I don't like the idea of going at game 7 because I think it's too cliche. So let's go with like a random game 5. There's just a random big game 5 between these two teams, maybe an overtime game. Will any game end in a blowout? I don't think that there's going to be a blowout. Neither of these teams have lost by more than 20 points in the postseason. These teams are too good to lose by more than 20 points. Not to mention the fact that, again, the Knicks have shown an ability to climb back. The game 1 against the Cavs, when they were down by 22, they ended up winning that game in overtime. Very least, they're going to be able to narrow the gap and to keep it within 20. They've not shown any quit during this postseason. Which of these select players will score the most points in this series? So, based on the current available players, Stephon Castle leads with 19.2 points, De'Aaron Fox at 16.4, Mikal Bridges at 14.6, and Josh Hart at 11.4. I'm going to go with Stephon Castle if we're just going with averages, who's been averaging the most points of the available 4 options. Which of these select players will have the most rebounds in the series? So same premise, Champagnie, 5.8 rebounds per game, OG Anunoby, 6.9 rebounds per game. Mitchell Robinson, I was surprised that in the postseason he's only averaged 5.5, and then Keldon Johnson is at 3.4. So this isn't who's going to have the most in one game. This is going to be who is going to have an accumulation. I was double checking the criteria that is written there. An accumulation of rebounds in the series. So I'm going to go with OG Anunoby, that's a pretty big cushion. He's more than an entire rebound than Champagnie, who's the next closest guy. Will any game in this series need overtime? Yes. Are you kidding me? Both these teams went to overtime last series. The way that these teams are playing, that we're going to get a game that goes to overtime. Will Donald Trump attend any game at Madison Square Garden? Last I checked when I was doing my notes for this, he's expected to go to a game at MSG. I feel like if Trump is going to go to a game, he's going to want to go at MSG compared to go to a game at San Antonio. And then who will be Finals MVP? I have been standing on this. Jalen Brunson is going to win the Finals MVP. The Knicks are going to win it. If the Knicks win it, Jalen Brunson will win MVP. And I think even if Karl-Anthony Towns plays well enough, they'll still give it to Brunson because Brunson had such a great playoff series. Or not entire playoff over the course of the playoffs, not just playoff series. Total combined points scored throughout the finals. So I did some simple, silly math that I think could work here to just get like a number. I'm not just guessing. The Knicks are averaging 119.9 points per game. The Spurs were averaging 115.3. I added those together. I multiplied it by 7 because I think it's going to be a 7-game series. And I got 1,646 as the total. All right. I'm going to hit submit. If you want to go play, go on over to thesportsgeek.com, go over to the contest page, sign up for the NBA championship contest. $100. Imagine what you can do with that $100. Go take your significant other out to dinner. Use it to buy some new shoes. Go on over to thesportsgeek.com. It is completely free. There is zero catch, nothing. Go sign up.